Hello, my name is Alyssa Perez, and in this presentation, I will be talking about motivation for self-enhancement, self-esteem. Throughout the presentation, I will go through what exactly is self-enhancement and self-esteem, how we boost our self-esteem through self-enhancement, and how self-esteem is seen across cultures. Self-enhancement is the motivation to view oneself positively, which research has revealed that many people have a very strong need to view themselves positively. Self-esteem, on the other hand, is the positivity of your overall evaluation of yourself, so how you view yourself. So, self-enhancement techniques can boost your self-esteem. Here we'll look at a few self-enhancement techniques that can boost self-esteem. First, we look at self-serving biases, which are tendencies for people to exaggerate how good they think they are. What happens in self-serving bias is people tend to take credit for positive events, but then blame external factors for when the outcome of a situation is negative. For example, if a student takes a test and receives an A, then they will take credit for that because they are smart. If they get an F, on the other hand, then they may turn to blaming external factors, such as possibly a teacher not liking that student. The second technique would be downward social comparison. Looking at that same example of a student taking a test, maybe a student who got a C will look to a student who got an F. This will boost that student's self-esteem because at least they didn't get an F, so they feel better about their C because at least they didn't fail. Lastly, we'll look at discounting. Discounting is reducing the perceived importance of the domain in which you performed poorly. So again, we'll look at an example of a math test. If a student receives an F, then they will simply say, well, I don't need math anyway, I'm never going to use it. And that way they feel a little bit better about their F because at least it's not something that is of importance to them. Lastly, we'll be looking at origins of cultural differences in self-enhancement. For the most part, people tend to learn self-enhancement motivations as they grow up in their culture, which takes the side of nurture in the nature versus nurture argument. For example, cultural differences in self-views was investigated in a set of studies that interviewed parents in Taiwan and the United States regarding their attitudes toward child rearing. Through this research, it was shown that Americans tend to focus on strengths while Taiwanese stories focused on things that children needed to work on. So in European Americans, they viewed self-esteem as a positive quality that enhances children's development and boosts self-esteem. On the other hand, Taiwanese parents had negative things to say, such as too much self-esteem can lead to frustration when things don't go a child's way. And in fact, there is no direct translation of self-esteem in many East Asian languages. Overall, cultural environments, in this case North America and East Asia, provide different opportunities for learning whether positive self-views are desirable or not. Thank you very much.